Obviously, that's always a little bit difficult to predict exactly. If you listen to various parts of the industry, they're looking at potentially, you're getting some predictions around lower interest rates by the end of next year, whereas some other parts of the industry and experts are saying that, given where we are with the budget and things at the moment, it may end up sort of remaining relatively even next year. There's other things to consider, of course, on our, in terms of regulation and how that filters through. But from what I've seen, modest growth in house prices, modest growth in the amount of new builds that might increase next year. So nothing really, the outlook isn't sort of vastly different in one direction or the other. I think it's going to remain pretty similar to where we are this year, to be honest. And again, obviously that will filter through to advisors, to brokers in various ways. I think you'll see networks, larger organisations trying to diversify what offerings and propositions and technology they make available to their advisors, and therefore there might be some change around that. But yeah, next year I think we can say it's going to remain pretty similar, with maybe some slight growth in terms of the amount of mortgages going through. With Consumer Duty now, it will becoming more mature in terms of how the organisations that have advisors as a part of them sort of interpret it. I think these things take time to come through. They take time to change actual behaviours with advisors. So that will, I think, gradually have more effect on advisors in the way they maybe refer more business in home world and in other products as well. If they're not writing about protection of home, I think you're more likely to see advisors being pushed towards a referral model more and more, which obviously plays well for businesses that have a referral proposition like ourselves. In terms of home itself and pricing, insurer access or access to insurers for advisors, again, I think it would be foolish to think it's going to change rapidly next year. Insurers are still going to be under the same pressures in 2025 that they are in 2024. Pricing is likely to remain sort of similar. I can't imagine a big change in either direction. If anything, maybe a continual slight increase. What we can do is try and make sure that we counteract that with adding more insurers to our panel if possible, with trying to become more dynamic with our pricing and the ways that we make our proposition more competitive, the way that we just make things more efficient so we can save costs. Generally, I think advisors are going to be facing the same problems they have this year, but the good thing is businesses like ours are going to continue to try and strive to make it as easy as possible, to make it as simple as possible to write or refer your home insurance in 2025. So despite the FCA, the changes from the regulator, despite economic pressures, for want of a better phrase, it should prompt and filter advisors into the position where they start doing more home insurance. And I think we'll start to see some of those maybe dormant advisors that aren't writing as much home insurance now maybe moving into it more next year. So it should be a positive all round, hopefully.